So if anyone is thinking of doing the upgrade on their screen, the NTG4, this is the Mercedes E350 2010 convertible. I'm in the UK because a lot of them on YouTube are from America, but I haven't actually found one that is exactly the same as mine. I found that there was like clips under here they were telling you to take out, and screws and all sorts of bits. So I found there was 4 T15s under here, so I took them out, but I didn't actually need to. So what I did was I got a panel prying tool, get it from that side and kind of push it that way, so you get a bit more of a gap, and then you can kind of run it under here and then it will literally just pop out. Obviously I've already done it now, so that's why it's going to come out really easy. See, literally it just pops on. So I didn't need to take those screws out, but there we go, I'll put them back. Next thing was to get the air vent out. There's not actually any screws holding that one in, so once this bit's out, you can get a pry tool from this corner here. Actually, tell a lie, there was, because I saw this in the YouTube videos, there's some little clips on the sides they were telling you to push out, which are these bits here. I've also got them holding them in the top, but if you just push these, so get from the inside, push them out, and then it will kind of pop out just a little bit. So there's one that side, obviously one that side as well. So yeah, once that kind of pops out a little bit, you can get your pry tool and kind of pull out a little bit. I started from this corner here, and then leave a tool in there so it doesn't keep popping back in, and then kind of work your way around. Then I went that side, popped that out, and again worked back round, and then give it a little bit of force, and then it just pops out. Then the next bit was the actual radio itself. So I saw on the YouTube video about the T20 bolts, which are either side, not to pull them all the way out, because apparently they're holding some sort of bracket, which I assume is these bits here. I don't actually know. Yeah, no, it is, it's them, that's what's holding those brackets in place. So don't pull them all the way out, literally start undoing them, and then if you grab the head unit, just sort of keep pulling it forward, and then eventually you know you've done enough. Then just sort of give it a wiggle. You'll have to put the gear stick in neutral, because otherwise if it's in park you're not going to get the head unit out. Or obviously you can just take this off, but then you've got to take all that out, it's just long. So yeah, stick it in neutral and then you can pull this all the way out. Also, when I was pulling all these plugs and bits out, that head unit itself is actually quite heavy and it wants to sit on this bit of plastic. So to avoid damage on that, I just used a cloth and just whacked it underneath the head unit, rested it on there whilst I was pulling all the plugs out. And so that's where we are currently at the moment. Oh, sorry, no, and then we've got the surround here. There's no bolts holding this in place, so literally I just got it in with a pry tool again and just started pulling the bezel out. Again, you have to give it a little bit of force, don't just pull on one side, obviously keep doing little bits in each area. I've got underneath there as well, and so yeah, just work your way around it, don't just pull on one side and then it will just come out. So there's all like the clips that are holding it in place. And we are now currently at the screen, so it looks like we've got 2 more bolts holding that in, and we are almost ready to start plugging this conversion module in, which will be fun. Everything's out and ready. Here's my box of bits. got no instructions. Brilliant. So that's the joys of being a technician, hey? But there she is. That's the interface. I saw on the back here, got some sort of little switches. So my screen size is the smaller one, 5.8 inch. Oh, look at the resolution on it. Oof. Yeah, so pins 2 and 3 need to be on. All the rest are off. When it obviously come out of the box, they're all switched off. So just make sure you do that. I don't actually know what it's for yet, but we're soon going to find out. Okay, so we're all plugged in. It's the back button. Just press and hold. And there she is. We have a fully working CarPlay screen. Just press the back button again and it goes back to normal. You have to, yeah, press and hold for it to change to that, and then just press once and it goes back. When I was wiring it all in, you don't actually need to take the screen out, but lesson learned. I've never done it before. Those cables are the original ones. Get back in there. Yeah, just sit there a minute. Oh god, how do I show you all this? So obviously you've got the main power plug there. Let me just rearrange this so it looks a bit better. Hang on. Right, so everything's pretty self-explanatory. It's all labelled. So LVDS out. Actually had a label there. Look, out, in, blah blah blah. So the in one will go into the head unit. The out will run as an adapter onto the other end of the cable, which then runs up to the screen. Obviously power, that's the big ass plug there. Can, that's also attached to this big plug. You've got aux lead, comes with the aux. So obviously that's the whole aux lead there. On the other side of the box you've got the Wi-Fi. It's got Wi-Fi, yep. That has got a little antenna attached there, so that's going to be mounted in there somewhere. USB, obviously got a USB socket on the end there, and mic, but I've already got mic built in, so that's for an additional one, I guess. But yeah, you've got loads of outputs for things like rear camera, 360 camera, nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. I've not got that part, so I'm not doing that, but it can be added if you want to. So now it's time to pull some glove box bits out so I can mount this down there somewhere, because there is not enough room to just shove it in like an old school Corsa where you could pull the head unit out and just shove a load of wires in there. Yeah, so I'll update you again when I've tidied all this mess up. Hey baby. So everything's back together. That was a pig of a job, not gonna lie. But when I first, at the start of the video, when I said about the 4 T15s that are in the glove box, you do have to take them out, because you have to take the glove box out to mount the actual module. So you've got the 4 there, there's that one there as well, that one, and shut that noisy on the dyno. And then you've got the under tray here, which I still need to put back in. But yeah, you've got to take that whole lot out to be able to mount the module in there. So before you actually clip all of this back in, I would suggest leave the glove box out whilst you're putting this centerpiece back in, because that big power lead, which is like that, you kind of have to get your hand in there and like push it down and really wiggle about just to get that back in. So yeah, as soon as you've done that, then put the glove box back together. Don't make the mistake I did, put that back together and then try and put that back in, because you need to pull wires through and stuff. So, but other than that, we are all done. Just got to do that bottom bit. There we are. Hopefully this helps the next person who decides to attempt this.